This man traveled to a new world where supernatural abilities awakened, but his own power was the most useless. Level 1 weak electricity. Even his classmates made fun of him, and it took the class beauty to defend him. But just before the exam, he awakened the legendary S-rank ability, the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. It all started moments ago. In class 5, grade 3 at Zhangcheng No. 2 High School, bold words were written on the blackboard, one day until the unified exam. Homeroom teacher Chen Fan was saying that with the unified exam approaching, 20 years of hard study have led up to this day. Those taking the liberal arts exam should check tonight their stationery is ready, while those taking the martial arts exam must be prepared with their battle gear and weapons. Let me emphasize, there is a risk of death in the martial arts college entrance exam. If your awakened ability is below D rank, it is not recommended to choose the martial arts exam. Hearing this, Xu Jingming sighed, thinking the teacher was hinting at him. However, no one knew that he had actually transmigrated here from another world. This world Blue Star has technology similar to his previous life, but it's home to terrifying bloodthirsty beasts and awakened individuals with supernatural abilities who resist them. Everyone can awaken their supernatural abilities at the age of 16. The types of abilities are incredibly diverse, and their quality also varies. According to Blue Star's classification, there are 9 levels of abilities. The vast majority of people can only awaken to a D-level ability, but his ability was just level 1 weak electricity, with power comparable to a stun baton. Just as he was feeling troubled about this, someone suddenly slapped his desk and said, "Xu Jingming, after everything teacher Chen has said, you're not still planning to choose the martial arts exam, are you? With your level 1 useless ability, you'd only embarrass the school if you went. You might as well obediently choose liberal arts and come work as a junior clerk at my company in the future. That way, you could at least scrape by." But before he could finish, Lin Qingyuan pointed at him and said sternly, "Huang Tian, mind your own business." At these words, Huang Tian snorted coldly. "Lin Qingyuan, I'll show you who the real top student is in the unified exams. As for that pretty boy Xu Jingming, he'll only end up dead on the exam field." After he left, Lin Qingyuan comforted Xu Jingming saying, "Don't pay attention to what they say. Everyone has their own worth. Changing your major to liberal arts and spending your life in the city is pretty good too, isn't it?" Looking at the registration form, Xu Jingming knew that higher education in Great Xia Kingdom was divided into 2 tracks, liberal arts and martial arts. Those with low ability or lacking combat confidence could choose the knowledge-based liberal arts track and become ordinary. Those choosing the martial arts track must enter designated locations during the unified examination to fight ferocious beasts to the death. Only after passing the assessment can they enter the university for ability users. After years of training by the academy and mentors, they can break through the non-ranked state and ultimately become true ranked ability users with great power. He knew the teacher and Lin Qingyuan worried something might happen if he took the martial arts entrance exam. But in a world full of dangers, even if you avoid the high mortality martial arts exam, you still can't escape the threat of killers who could invade at any moment. My parents in this world died during an incursion, and I definitely don't want to be powerless to resist if I ever face something like that in the future. Thinking of this, he said, "I'll still choose the martial arts exam." Time passed quickly, and Xu Jingming had returned home from school. Through the window you could see he was still practicing hard, gripping a long spear, his whole body radiating a blue electric glow. After a while, Xu Jingming panted heavily and said, "I'm so tired." The next second he flopped straight down onto the ground with a thud. "I can't train anymore. Ever since my abilities awakened, I chose the spear as my weapon. After 2.5 years of practice, my proficiency is still at the beginner level. However, the spear technique, Lightning Gale Break, that I bought for 300,000 can make up for it a bit, making me a bit stronger than the average level 1 awakened. But in the martial arts exam, the mortality rate for students below D rank gets higher every year. If I want to get into the university for awakened, I have to risk everything." But just then, a blue panel suddenly appeared before his eyes. System activating. Seeing this, Xu Jingming's eyes widened in shock. With both eyes wide in shock, the system has been successfully activated. Would you like to claim the newbie gift pack? Could this be the golden finger system for transmigrators? What's in this gift pack? The system then informs him that the newbie gift pack contains an S-level superpower and 20 billion energy points. Seeing the S-level superpower, Xu Jingming was completely stunned, because even in a major country like Xia, it takes 3 or 4 years for just one to awaken. Whenever one appears, top-tier superpowered individuals will fight fiercely over them, showering them with countless resources until they are cultivated into a top powerhouse. I never expected that a level 1 loser like me would still have a plan to defy fate and turn things around. With that thought, Xu Jingming reached out and grabbed, choosing to claim it. The newbie gift pack has been successfully claimed. 20 billion energy points have been credited. The S-level superpower, Zixiao Divine Thunder, is now being distributed. As the system prompted, Xu Jingming's heart was surrounded by a surge of electricity. The system announced, progress 10%. At this moment, his whole body felt like an electric ball, constantly discharging electricity. Progress 20%, 30%. Then with a loud bang, the window of his house was shattered by his electric current. A child downstairs saw this and asked his mother, "What happened to that guy's house?" The neighbors, realizing that something had happened to the Xu family's child, hurriedly called the fire department. Meanwhile, Xu Jingming was shouting, "It hurts so much!" 50%, 60%, 70%. At this moment, everyone around was talking about how the sky suddenly turned dark. The next second, a giant dragon crackling with electricity slowly emerged from the dark clouds. Even the military commander exclaimed, "What terrifying thunder!" I seem to feel a certain heavy pressure. Is a powerful thunder-type beast about to invade? Transmit my order. Have the third core of the city enter a state of alert. Meanwhile, the blue electric dragon was roaring as it flew toward Xu Jingming's location, and in the next second, it crashed solidly into him. 80%, 90%, 99%, 100%. Ability transformation complete. As the system notification sounded, the electric light around Xu Jingming gradually faded. At this moment, he could feel the surging energy within his body. So this is the S-class ability, Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. It's on a completely different level compared to the electric baton from before. A single strike is enough to blow a person to pieces, but the commotion it causes is just too much. Luckily, I managed to control it a bit just now, otherwise it wouldn't have been just this training room that got wrecked. If I'd known, I would have gone outside to receive it. Oh right, the newbie gift pack also gave me 200 ability points. What are these for? After clicking on it, the system told him that ability points can be obtained by killing fierce beasts, and spending ability points can be used to level up and upgrade skills. You can check your ability points and upgrade options in the system panel. Seeing this, Xu Jingming chuckled and said, I really like this kind of straightforward and powerful cheat. Open the system panel for me. Name, Xu Jingming. Level, awakened, not yet ranked. Ability, purple heaven divine thunder, S rank. Physique, 121, vitality and spirit, 140. Skills, basic marksmanship, lightning gale break, beginner. Ability points, 200. Looking at the panel, a confident smile appeared on Xu Jingming's face. Tomorrow is the unified exam, so I have to use all these 200 ability points where they matter most and do everything I can to increase my combat power. Alright then, system, start allocating my points. This man originally just wanted to test his strength at the martial arts school, but to his surprise with a casual strike, he almost tore the place down. It turns out that just moments ago, Xu Jingming thought to himself, superpowers essentially come from the human body and spirit, so I'll start by strengthening these two fundamental attributes. As the numbers kept rising, Xu Jingming's body began to emit an even stronger aura. Seeing this, he marveled, so this is what it feels like to enhance one's vitality and mind. He then clenched his fists, assumed a stance, and got ready to experience it for himself. With a single punch, even the air crackled with electricity, producing a snapping sound. After boosting his basic attributes, his combat skills and control over supernatural abilities were significantly enhanced. Each of the two main attributes increased by 20 points, meaning one supernatural ability point was equivalent to 0.2 points of vitality or 0.2 units. With my current strength, getting into a university for supernatural ability users is guaranteed. I wonder, the 700,000 candidates in Jiangnan province, what rank will I achieve? How do I compare to those geniuses by renowned masters? With that thought, he immediately kicked up his spear and decided to head to the martial arts hall to test his exact stats. The next second, the door was suddenly kicked open, and a group of firefighters rushed in carrying hoses. We received a rescue call saying there was a fire here, Wenyan Xu Jingming explained. It was probably the fluctuations caused by my cultivation of supernatural abilities. Everything's fine now. Hearing Xu Jingming's words, they breathed a sigh of relief. So that's what happened. Emergency over, let's pull back. To think such a commotion was caused just by a student cultivating supernatural abilities, these youngsters are truly impressive. After coming downstairs, the neighbors all asked with concern if Xiaoming was alright after the fire just now. Wenyan Xu Jingming smiled and said, it's fine, Uncle Yang has already taken care of it. As long as you're okay. Judging by your dress, are you heading to the martial arts gym? You're really hardworking, still training even though the college entrance exam is tomorrow. Not at all like my daughter Xiaoya. In this world, for an awakened to advance to an ability user, they must train body and mind to enhance their abilities. As a result, martial arts gyms providing training facilities and instruction have emerged. But not every family can afford a private training room. The two most famous chain martial arts gyms in the Great Xia Kingdom are Thunder and Violent Bear. The Violent Bear Gym, with an annual membership fee of 100,000, is suitable for students from wealthy families, while only the Thunder Gym offers free access to high school students. As soon as Xu Jingming entered the gym, he spotted a familiar figure, his cousin Tang Qi. Then he walked over and said, Sister Qi, how come you're at the Thunder Gym too? When he heard her say she was here with a friend, Xu Jingming didn't ask any further. I see. Well, if you're busy, Sister Qi, I'll head to the training room. Watching Xu Jingming leave, Tang Qi felt something was off. He seemed a bit different from before. Xiaoya, standing nearby, gossiped, Cheeky, who was that? He actually looks pretty handsome, Tang Qi explained to her. That's Xu Jingming, my cousin. He's a senior in high school like us and will be taking the mock exam tomorrow. His abilities aren't bad. If you take him as your boyfriend, wouldn't that be impressive? But Tang Qi poured cold water on him, saying, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. He only awakened a level 1 ability. The guy replied, a level 1 ability and he still dares to take the martial arts exam? That's courage. But Tang Qi just sighed and said, what's the use of courage? The risks are just too high. I'd rather he didn't take the martial arts exam. Seeing the atmosphere getting colder, Xiaoya quickly grabbed Tang Qi's arm and said, alright, let's not talk about this. Weren't we here to visit the Thunder Martial Arts School? Seeing this, Tang Qi thought Xiaoya had a point. I've spent all 3 years of high school at the Violent Bear Martial Arts School, and this is actually my first time coming to Thunder. Relaxing before the college entrance exam is good for your physical and mental health. Let's go, let's go. The scene shifts, and over on Xu Jingming's side, he has already arrived at the testing room. Holding his weapon, he feels that the spear has become lighter, or perhaps it's because his physique has grown stronger. But with the unified exam tomorrow, there's no time to find a weapon that suits him better. For now, he'll test his peak strength without the aid of any special abilities. Then Xu Jingming let out a light breath, gripped the spear tightly with both hands, and with a swift thrust, the metal in front of him was pierced with a bang. The reason he dared to use a weapon directly was because Xu Jingming knew that the training room was made entirely of basic memory metal, which would automatically return to its original state within its tolerable range of attacks. Seeing the display showing 321 calories, Xu Jingming smiled slightly. His pure physical strength had actually doubled compared to before. The strongest physical strength of an ordinary awakened person is only about 100 calories. Next, let's test the power of the Purple Sky Divine Thunder. Then a surge of electricity shot out from within him, and the panel immediately displayed 3021 calories. As expected of an S-level ability, it's truly extraordinary. A first-tier ability user's attack strength is about 1000 calories, but I haven't even reached the first tier, and can unleash an attack comparable to a mid-level first-tier ability user. But this still isn't my limit. My real trump card is stacking my physical strength ability with combat techniques. With that thought, Xu Jingming activated his Divine Thunder hand, gripped his spear, and unleashed a lightning gale strike straight at the machine. As the spear tip made contact, a buzzing roar erupted. The next second, Xu Jingming shouted, "Control for me!" and a massive explosion burst out from the spear tip, spreading in all directions. At the same time, everyone in the main arena felt the building shaking, and some even thought it was an earthquake. The people on the same floor as Xu Jingming almost lost their balance. Such a powerful energy fluctuation definitely reached the level of an esper. Upon hearing this, Xiaoya remarked, I remember this floor is reserved for high school students to train, right? But all the monsters who reached the esper level early this year are training at the Violent Bear Martial Arts School. However, the boy thought that maybe one of those monsters had come here to train, or could it be that a new high school esper had appeared? Just as the two were puzzled, Tang Qi spoke up directly. Let's go take a look and we'll know. The energy fluctuation should be coming from somewhere nearby. But after just a few steps, they ran into Xu Jingming. Seeing him, Tang Qi asked a bit awkwardly, Xiaoming, are you heading home? Yeah, I want to get home early and prepare a bit more. Hearing this, Tang Qi encouraged him, saying, alright, good luck with the martial arts exam tomorrow, but also remember to stay safe. Seeing the two still exchanging pleasantries, the boy said sharply, forget about him, the energy fluctuation is coming from right here. The group walked up to a door and asked, is this the place? But after they went inside, the scene left everyone stunned. Each widened their eyes in shock and exclaimed, what is going on here?